Welcome back to the Gateway Pundits Week in Review. Our top story today, breaking: a Pennsylvania GOP committeewoman was taken away in handcuffs for encouraging people to do something unthinkable, or perhaps maybe it was her patriotic duty. We're unpacking this scandal and so much more here on the Gateway Pundits Week in Review. My name is Elijah Schaffer, and this is the Week in Review, where we cover the top 5 stories of the last 24 hours. Our top story today, election interference is already underway as a Pennsylvania GOP committeewoman was taken away in handcuffs for encouraging people to do what? Stay in line and vote after Democrat election worker misleads the voters. We have a video, but I want to read you the story to get the context entirely. Pennsylvania GOP committeewoman and RNC delegate Val Bianciello was taken away in handcuffs for telling voters at polling places in Delaware County to stay in line and vote. It is unclear if she was booked and charged, but according to her, the Democrats were discouraging voters from in-person voting on Monday in Delaware County, so she encouraged voters to stay in line. I was just taken away in handcuffs at the Delaware County, Pennsylvania Government Center for encouraging people to stay in line and vote, she said. Bystanders were shocked as police handcuffed her. Wow, that's crazy. You locked her up? That's insane. She's not influencing people, an onlooker said as police escorted her away in handcuffs. Check this out. We have the clip for you right here, directly posted to X. Here she is being arrested. Watch.
Wow. That's crazy. You locked her up? That is insane, man. She is not influencing people. She is not at all.
So it looks like there were some mixed reviews there. When you're asking people to stay in line to vote, I don't consider that influencing, right? You can't tell people who to vote for. You can't go in line and say, this is the right candidate. But ultimately, what was she doing? I mean, let the judge decide, but I don't think she was doing anything too insane. Now, speaking of that, this tweet was released by her. She said this: stay in line and vote. They arrested me and I didn't break any laws. I encourage people to stay in line and vote because the Democrats were discouraging voters from in-person voting today in Delaware County. In fact, the election worker told people in line to go to Chester Heights satellite office because there was a line shorter there. Do you know what happened when they got to Chester Heights office to vote in person? They were told they ran out of MIB applications. This is voter suppression in Delaware County, Pennsylvania. I did nothing wrong except encourage people to stay in line and vote, so they arrested me. Now, that's obviously true. Now, one of the main things is Pennsylvania is a swing state, right? And it barely went to Biden in the last election. And we know there was a lot of irregularities. In fact, the Pennsylvania Secretary of State, the entire corruption that happened during the last election, looks like they're still doing it again. And this is where a lot of fraud and interference comes. You got to take note. It's not like they necessarily just cheat alone. While they still do that, they'll oftentimes make it difficult to vote in person so that they can get more mail-in votes, so they can, again, rig or stuff the ballot boxes. It's terrible stuff. That being said, Gateway Pundit also reports, do not touch it. Idiot Kamala Harris, they say her name's Kamala. They made that up, by the way, just so that they could get sympathy points because they wanted her to sound more black. Kamala, well, it's just Kamala. She's Indian. Kamala Harris tours Semiconductor plant, and it went exactly how you would expect. Christina Lila reports, this is the best Democrats have. Kamala Harris on Monday turned Hemlock Semiconductor in Saginaw County, Michigan. It went exactly how you would expect. Harris toured the plant as the company received $325 million in funding from the CHIPS Act. The trip comes just 1 week after the semiconductor plant was awarded a $325 million federal grant from the Biden-Harris administration. That grant comes from CHIPS and the Science Act passed in 2022. Trump previously criticized the CHIPS Act and said that we didn't have to give money to build chip plants because we could have done it with tariffs. We could have done it with a series of tariffs. We didn't have to give them money to build the chip plants. But you can do it that way. You have to make them spend their money in the U.S. and the plants would open all over the place and they'll fund them. We don't have to put up 10 cents, Trump told podcast host Joe Rogan this weekend. Kamala Harris then tried to touch the sharp silicone pieces as the plant worker gave her a tour of the facility. Can I touch it? She asked. And we have the video here. Here's the interaction where they're telling her the obvious. Listen.
Here is actually a harvested U-rod where we actually do grow it. So this is what it looks like when it comes out process of that. So do not touch it.
Do not.
Yes.
I'm glad.
Do not touch any of the flowers. Very sharp. Yeah, very sharp.
Why would you want to touch it? It's a sort of a low IQ thing where you feel like you have to tactile interact with things, right? Like, when you tell someone, I love this one, you go, hey, look at my phone, and then they grab your phone. You ever seen someone do that? That's typically a processing issue where they don't know how to look without feeling. It's like what children do. And that, my friends, is the president of the United States. Now, speaking of attacks on interesting people, do you guys know what happened to Mike Lindell, the founder of MyPillow? Well, obviously, he was fighting against election interference in the last election. And then instead of just fighting him, everybody decided, well, let's drop MyPillow from our stores. Now, MyPillow is the most comfortable and best-selling pillow in America, but the most important part is that another store just attacked him to try to defund him ahead of the next election. So now their loss is your gain. You know what? Right now, you can get a standard classic MyPillow for wholesale prices thanks to the surplus. It's only $14.88. That's $14.88 using my promo code Elijah, E-L-I-J-A-H, but it gets even better. For a limited time, they're going to offer their entire classic collection at wholesale prices. Get queen size MyPillows for just $18.88, upgrade to king size for only $1 more, and get the body pillows for $29.88, multi-use MyPillows for only $9.88. So go to MyPillow.com and use promo code Elijah or call 1-800-210-8491 to take advantage of the wholesale pricing for the first time ever. Receive free shipping on orders over $75. That's right. Get the standard MyPillow for only $14.88. They've never been offered this low before, but prices are only set to a limit of 10 because they're going fast. Go to MyPillow.com or call 1-800-210-8491. Use my promo code Elijah to get the standard MyPillow for $14.88, the lowest price ever. Don't wait until it's too late. Additionally, an update. President Trump holds a press conference from Mar-a-Lago and makes a major announcement, Margaret Flavin reports. Just 1 week before the November general election, former President Donald Trump will deliver remarks to the press from his Mar-a-Lago house on Tuesday. That was today. Trump is touting a major announcement. Check this out. President Trump will then head to Pennsylvania for 2 stops. He will first attend a roundtable discussion about issues impacting senior citizens, including Medicare and Social Security, with former Arkansas Governor Mike Huckabee at the Drexel Brook Event Center in Drexel Hill on Tuesday afternoon. We have some clips here that I want to show you guys. Check this out. Here's one of the clips from his announcement just a few minutes up the road at his residence in West Palm Beach.
So today, I'm announcing that for the first time under my administration, we will be seizing the assets of the criminal gangs and drug cartels. And we will use those assets to create a compensation fund to provide restitution for the victims of migrant crime, and the government will help in the restoration. The government will help in the restitution. So
right.
Today,
so this is obviously just a score, right? As we go into the election, he's like, we're actually going to tackle these violent criminal organizations that have infiltrated the United States by doing what? Going after their illegally funded goods, going after those Lambos, going after those 6-wheeled Mercedes. But of course, the announcement came with additional information. Check this out as he spoke just a few moments ago. Watch.
Going well. And they're great people, men and women, Border Patrol, great people. They want to do their job. She didn't call them once. She released the 2 men who murdered this woman's very precious daughter. Everything you need to know about what happened and the character of Kamala Harris, you'll know from just watching this video. We had it done yesterday. It's very quick, very easy to do, but it was very heartbreaking. We showed it in a room full of people, and everybody was crying. Some pretty tough people were crying. Please take a look.
Sunday night, I asked her to not stay up super late because of her coming to work with me in the morning first to do her summer school. She said, okay. I told her good night and I love you. I went to bed, not realizing that was going to be the last time I saw her. We're best friends. Yeah.
We're going thinking again.
I woke up to notice she wasn't in her bed. I'm in my heart trying not to lose my mind because I don't know where she is. I finally remembered her phone had a location on, and her phone was pinging just 2 minutes down the road, right behind the skate park. I start driving to the direction the phone was being pinged at, and I see a couple cop cars with lights on. I see yellow tape, and immediately my heart drops and sinks to the bottom of my stomach. My daughter's hands and ankles were both bound. She was strangled to death, left with no pants. And I know in my heart, she fought incredibly hard. She was not going down without a fight.
We begin with two men we're learning are charged with capital murder tonight, accused of killing a 12-year-old girl.
Police say these men strangled her before dumping her into that creek. Both men were in the country illegally.
Apprehended, then released by Border Patrol less than 3 weeks before Jocelyn's death. The men accused of killing Jocelyn Nungare are affiliated with the gang known for brutal violence.
Kamala Harris was in charge of immigration in our borders. If we had better border policies and not open borders and not these catch and release policies, I truly believe this all could have been prevented. Under her being vice president of this country, my daughter's life was ripped away from her. She had her entire life ahead of her. Happy birthday, dear Jocelyn. My daughter is 6 feet in the ground based off of policies that she allowed to keep. Kamala Harris did have one job, and she not only failed, not me, she failed my daughter. She failed Jocelyn. She was only 12. President Trump reached out, gave me his sincerest condolences as not a former president, but just as a father, someone who cares. I believe Donald Trump needs to be back in office. I can at least know that my next child will be safe in this country.
Wow. Yeah. Wow. You know, the amount of people who have been murdered by illegal immigrants, just the other day, right? They caught an illegal coming in. He was like raping some girl. And reminding you, this isn't like, yeah, this is what I hate. Like, well, you know, Americans, you know, do stuff like that too. Yeah, this isn't some Me Too movement, right? This is not the morning show in America where some guy sent dildos to his coworkers and so he's a rapist, or Russell Brand where there's confusion. This is like horror movie stuff. This is absolutely like somebody's going out to violently remove someone's clothes and sodomize them, and particularly children. And this is becoming a normal occurrence in our country, like Lincoln Riley, right? So this is a huge problem. This is happening several dozen times a year, it appears to be happening. Maybe more if we actually track what's happening. That doesn't include the children getting raped at the border as well. And it's like they go, well, you know, it's part and parcel of becoming a global citizen, Kamala Harris says. BS. I don't believe that. I don't take that lightly. Another story we have here. Daughter of powerful Chinese communist official reveals that Tim Walz had a secret sexual relationship with her as his troubling ties to the country pile up. Colin Linebarger reports that explosive reports reveal that Tim Walz has a tie to China. I'm speaking Chinese. Ties to China ran so deep he was having a romantic relationship with a powerful communist official. The Daily Mail dropped a bombshell Monday afternoon revealing that Minnesota governor had a secret affair with a daughter of a high-ranking communist official during his 1989 teaching stint in China. This guy is doing a lot while he's teaching. Allegedly having sex with kids, which there was obviously no evidence for that, but I'm just saying that was the allegations. I don't like to go on those. And now he's banging a Chinese spy. Interesting. But I don't need to go into the whole details. Essentially what happened was she was the daughter of a high-ranking CCP official. Apparently she says that he treated her like a prostitute. Let's just say, I don't want to be graphic here because this is a family-friendly show, I would say, at least slightly. And yeah, so that's all we need to talk about. And he hid it, but he treated her like a piece of meat. And she hid it because her father would have been very upset. And it's turning out that it probably is true. So I don't know if it's true, though. These are the things. These reports come out. I don't know if they're true. I can't personally verify these things. And I always get messages from, journalists like, you said this on the Gateway Pundit, and you said this, and what do you think about this? And I'm like, look, I'm going by what the reports say, and you guys can also help me verify them. As more information comes out, I always give updates. Lastly, Cassandra McDonald reports that Trump is leading Harris in a state Republicans haven't won in nearly a quarter century. Former President Donald Trump is leading Vice President Kamala Harris in New Hampshire, a state Republicans have not won in 24 years. According to a New Hampshire Journal poll released on Sunday evening, Trump is now leading 50.2% to 49% in the Granite State. Trump lost New Hampshire twice in 2020. He lost to Biden by 7%. Now, that's pretty remarkable. That's why they say Trump might win the popular vote. He's winning in hard blue states. It's insane. It's absolutely, monumental where we're headed in this direction. Do you think Trump's going to win the popular vote? Let me know in the comments below. Do two things for me, would you, if you watch these videos regularly. Number one, don't forget to support the sponsor. Grab a MyPillow at mypillow.com using promo code Elijah. Absolutely fantastic. $14.88. It's practically free. Plus, on top of that, make sure you drop a like and a comment and follow us wherever you are. Have a great rest of the week as always. And may God bless the United States of America. I'm signing out.